This is Loyalist Lancer Sports in 30. Women's volleyball, the crossover elimination game versus the Cambrian Golden Shield. From Saturday, February 10th, Stephen Chill and Caleb Seguin with the call of the game.
First serve coming over from the Cambrian Golden Shield is going to be Dymark with a big swing to get the first points on the board here for Loyalist.
Yeah.
Williams here wearing the number 5 jersey for Loyalist with the serve. Going to be set on the far side here. A big swing by Mason. As we see Lily Slay here. Serves over. Terwilliger kind of thought about it for a second. Almost touches the roof. Doesn't here. Robertson just dumps it over to the other side. Going to be set up on the middle. A big swing from Belfuel. Taps it to the far back. Williams is going to need help here. Robertson setting up Terwilliger. Goes for a little bit of a tap. Touches the outside net. Going to be point Cambrian. Slay continuing the service run here. Williams here setting Scott. Going to be another swing down from Mason. Lance just trying to respond. Scott again on that second effort. A little bit too heavy. Cambrian up 3-1 here in this OCAA elimination match. Golden Shield here with it. You see Crane gets that point. Slay. Another serve in a row here as Dymark gets blocked by Bellefieu. As we see Baker end up swinging on the net here. The serve's over. Scott with the first touch. Williams going to be set to Terwilliger. Gets a big swing on that. Cambrian pops it up. It's going to be Mason as Williams digs that one. Baker sending it high. Going to be Terwilliger now. Cambrian doing a great job on getting that initial block on each of these plays here. As Dymark does the same for this Lancer squad. Going to be Scott from the back line here. Getting that one out. Taylor Baker here with the serve. Gives it back to the Golden Shield here. Jersey Mason. Serves over and a little bit of a miscommunication, I guess, from Baker and Robertson. Going to be talking on that one. Cambrian up 7-2. Mason's serve ended up going into the net there, so Lancers get a little bit of a freebie. We're going to see Alyssa Dymark now. So from Nordqvist back to Mason. He's been going to Mason quite often here. Scott going for a little bit of a roller. We see Chiquan going to give the points over to the Cambrian Golden Shield. Anna Crane with that serve. Cudmore here to Terwilliger. Cambrian going to respond. Baker pops that up after a huge hit from Chiquan. This Terwilliger's serve. Going to be set to Chiquan. Robertson sends it straight back to Cambrian here as they're trying to set. Cudmore getting a block on that right at the net, so Cambrian now gets a chance to set up. Chiquan going for a little bit of a dump as Terwilliger was diving for it and goes back, and that's going to go off the roof here. Kennedy Bellefieu as Cudmore swings on that. It's triple blocked by the Golden Shield. Scott puts that off the block and out, so Lancers get a point here. Sierra Scott for the Lancers. Serves over. Nordqvist. Slay gets a good touch on him, but Lancers trying to respond here is Baker. Nordqvist. Then a Chiquan. Cudmore gets a hand on it. Williams now to set. Tries to go for the center option. Dumps it. Cambrian gets that block up. And the front line here for Cambrian is really, really effective. Serve from Nordqvist, the setter. As Cudmore going to a big block again from the Golden Shield. Baker gets a swing. Lance's roof going to play a little bit of assistance on that. Cudmore's first serve. Nordqvist trying to make something happen. Great diving effort there from Stelk. As Dymark stretches out and just gets that over. And Scott finding the open corner with some emphasis here. Seeing some fire from this Lancer squad. Cudmore moves over. Nordqvist here set to Chiquan. Goes for the dump to the back. Scott's there to take it. Williams now to Terwilliger on the back line. Terwilliger swings that into the net. Brielle Chiquan on her third year. The most veteran presence for this Cambrian squad. Great diving effort there from Williams. Erickson puts it over. Nordqvist trying to keep it alive and put it back. Big swing from Slay, but Robertson pops it back over there. So another effort from the Golden Shield. Scott with that first touch. Going to be Terwilliger again. Gets that one. If it was over just a little bit, Roof would have ended up touching that. Terwilliger says to dump it over. Nordqvist. Mason. Terwilliger. Williams to Dymark. Come on! As we see a big block here from Taylor Baker off of Mason. Williams. Nice diving effort there. And that's going to end up going off the roof here. Lancers trailed just by 1. Golden Shield up 12-11. It'll be Williams with another serve. Selk with that first touch. Nordqvist. Could be a dump over from Slay. Erickson to Terwilliger, gets a big swing on that one. And tied up at 12 ROE. Cambrian here from the back is Shequan. Cambrian gets it right back and able to reset here. Big swing from Mason that gets blocked by Dymart and Baker. So now Lancers is trying to respond to Terwilliger.
Oh, wow, that's a big dig.
From Selk. We're doing a little bit of a back and forth there. Robertson giving it straight back. Shequan. Williams pops it. Erickson back to Scott in the back line. Oh, wow! Corner. You see Selk going for it. Williams with the serve and the ace. Williams with the serve that's a little bit deep. Initial touch there by Rudick is good. And that's Crane. As we see Slay go back and serve. Serves over and good. Terwilliger with that first touch. Williams sits in the front to Dymart. Just taps that one over. She's not going to get a full swing on it. Baker's serve. First touch on Rudick. Again, the new libero for the Golden Shield here as Mason hits it. And Williams. Jersey Mason. Going to be Scott. It's that point down. Mason goes up. Lance is scrambling. This one gets just over it. Dymart trying to make sure. Dymart. And that one's going to go out. Crane. This we see Terwilliger. The heavy serve. Nordqvist here setting up Shequan. Robertson. Williams goes for that dump. Cambrian's there and ready for it. I believe that was Mason. Lance is up 18 to 15 now. It's Terwilliger to serve. Going to be Shequan. Goes off the block of the Lancers. Williams. The front. Cudmore goes on a big swing as we see Bellevue. Terwilliger continuing to serve. That one might look like it was going out too, but Shequan gets a touch on it, and it does officially go out. Lancers are up 22 to 16 here. I've seen a dump to the far back from Cambrian. Going to be Cudmore. Just puts it over in a diving effort. Scott with the serve. Crane with the first touch. Nordqvist to Slay. Blocked by Baker and Cudmore, and Baker keeps it alive on a second touch diving effort just to the floor there, and Shequan with a big swing. Serve coming through from Nordqvist. Cudmore into the block of the Golden Shield. Nordqvist and Mason. Innika Hudgens checking in for the Lancer squad. Williams with the set to Cudmore. Cambrian gets a great block on that, so Lancer's trying to reset. Terwilliger from the back line, another huge block from the Golden Shield. And they tried to tap it over, but the referee's going to make a call here saying that they touched the net. Cudmore here with the serve that's over. First touch by Crane. A little high, but it's going to be set to Mason here. He swings on it. Cudmore with the first touch. Williams goes for that center option, and the Lancers take the first set 25-18. Williams with the serve to kick us off here. Crane with the first touch. Nordqvist going to Crane again. And so that gives Cambrian the first point of this set. We're tied up at 1 point apiece now as we see Taylor Baker and the Lancers. Serve goes a little bit deep. Shequan here with the serve for Cambrian. Robertson, the first touch. Williams sets this up. Going to be Terwilliger getting a huge swing on it. Shequan does get the first touch for Cambrian. We're going to see Crane smokes that. Scott just sends it straight back to Cambrian to reset here. Mason has to pivot, and Williams now is setting it to Scott, who gets it again. It goes off the netting. However, Nordqvist keeps it alive. Crane dumps it over. Robertson touches on that. That might have gone out of bounds, but gets the touch, and Terwilliger trying to send it. Touch by Selk. It'll be Crane with a big swing. Baker popping that one up as we see it looking like that will fall out of bounds on the side of Cambrian. Shequan. Scott with that first touch. Puts that out of bounds. It's another point here for Cambrian. For Shequan. Scott pops that one up. Williams making a diving effort. Baker puts it over. Nordqvist. Then to the Mason. It'll be Terwilliger. Paints the corner.
That is the deepest.
Dymart here. Serving for the Lancers. First touch by Shequan. Nordqvist. Mason. The big swing goes off the netting. Lancers trying to play this here. It's going to be Baker from the back line. A diving effort from Rudick. That one gets put over to the Lancers side and out of bounds just a little bit off the Golden Shield. So Lancers get that point. Dymart. Score is 4-3 with the Golden Shield leading by 1. And again, an ace from Dymart. Rudick diving, but Dymart paints the open floor of Cambria. Serves over. Shequan touches it. Mason trying to dive to get that one off of a little bit of an awkward first touch from Shequan, but Dymart looking really, really good at the service line. Lancers in the lead 5-4 now. Shequan with the first touch. Nordqvist Now Baker trying to respond. What a big block on the front line. Shea and Crane. Probably give that credit to Crane on that on the block. We're tied up at 5. Plays now at the line here for Cambrian. Serves over and good. Almost a little bit of a miscommunication from the Lancers there as Scott and Robertson ran into each other and the ball just goes straight to the Cambrian side and Cambrian puts that away. Slay serve. Terwilliger with the first touch. Scott having to help out Williams to set it. Baker just dumps it over. Shequan, the Golden Shield trying to set something. It's going to be Mason. As Robertson makes that effort. A little tap over there from Scott, I believe. And now we're back tied at 6.
That's a great heads-up play by Scott.
Terwilliger on the first set. Getting on a couple runs here with the serve. Too heavy on that. Jersey Mason. Scott. Williams to Cudmore. Sending that to the back as Mason and Shequan would dive for it. Scott here wearing the number 9 jersey. Right up at 7. Running with the first touch. It gets a little bit where Cambrian's not able to fully set here, but the Lancers somewhat kind of get the free ball there, but they end up forward touching it. So point goes back to Cambrian. Hannah Crane. That serve goes into the net. Cudmore. Shequan with that first touch. Crane sets Shequan. Scott for the Lancers. Now in the middle. Wow. Lancers in the lead just by 1-9 to 8. Shequan on that first touch from the Cudmore serve. Shequan getting it back. Cudmore to Williams. Goes for the center dump option. But Cambrian's there and set. Bellevue. Robertson setting Scott. Goes up the block of Slay. And down for a point.
Scott passes.
Georgie Williams, number 1 in assists. Shequan, Nordquist, Slay. In a running motion there, trying to kind of curve around her body. Williams, the serve. Crane, Nordquist. Let's see Shequan swing and paint that back corner. Lancers in the lead just by 1. Williams to Dymart.
Yeah, you can always count on Dymart to swing you out of a trouble.
Baker with the serve that looks a bit far there. Shequan serves over and good. Erickson pops that up. It'll be Williams on the far side and Terwilliger puts that down. I see the game a little bit scrambly, but Alyssa Dymart with another ace. Alyssa having a fantastic game from the service line here as we're going to see the Cambrian Golden Shield take a timeout as the Lancers going to lead 14-11. So we see Terwilliger on the next point here. Both teams are fighting for. Slay pops that up. It's going to be Shequan. Now Williams for the Lancers. Going to be set to Terwilliger. Sets up for a big swing. It's Slay. That's down to pop that up at the Lancer Dome, helping out at the Lancers here. Terwilliger here with the serve. That was going to be a laser, but a little bit too hot on that one. And Cambrian giving them a gift right back. Jersey Mason. Both teams missing a couple serves back to back. You see Sierra Scott set to serve for Loyalist. Loyalist up by 3, 16-13. Rudick sends it straight back off that start of Lancer side. Williams trying to keep it up. It's going to be Hudgen. Mason now, a little tap at the front of the net here. Cudmore is trying to put that one down, but the referee's going to say that the Lancers touched the net on that. See Macy Craig here for the Golden Shield. See a spinning serve here. Terwilliger with that first touch. Williams sets that up to Cudmore. It goes into the double block. Cambrian having to pop that one up after a short little touch that went off the net. Not able to do so, so points going to go the way of Loyalist. Lancers in the lead 17-14 as Cudmore serves that one into the net. Really struggling at the service line here. They're going to see Kennedy to Bellevue. Serves over. That one looks like that might have actually went out. Terwilliger here. And they end up getting the point nonetheless. Maybe saves a few seconds otherwise. The Lancers now up 18-15. You see Shequan here with a big swing. The Lancers end up getting the block on it, and it stays inbounds. Williams with the serve. Nordquist to Shequan again. Ends up breaking that front line of Dymart and Terwilliger again. Nordquist. Terwilliger. Williams gets set. And going to be Terwilliger putting that one down and in. Lancers now 5 points away from going up 2-0. Try to get as many stops as they can off Hudgen's serve. And that one is out. Shequan. Scott pops it up. Williams now to Scott. Let's see Craig. Shakes your head after that one, but they get the block. And Slay puts that into the block of Terwilliger here. Lancers trying to move with Mason. Robertson making a diving effort. Slay. Baker pops it up. Now going to be Terwilliger who hits that off Cambrian. Lancers Lancers here looking good. The services aren't great, but they are still racking in these points.
Yeah, exactly.
Timeout, that is not a part of the conversation as she gets an ace off of that quick timeout there and sends that one into the net, so I jinxed myself on that one. I apologize. As we see Slay here for Cambrian. As these serves, we see the serve go in there. Again, I feel like it's playing such a big point here for kind of both teams. I feel like in the second set, obviously the Lancers are having that a little bit more than the ones earlier here, but both teams really giving up a lot of points here from just not being able to get the ball over the net. Terwilliger with a good serve there. As Chiquan with that first touch. Gonna be Craig. Brings that into the block of Cudmore and Williams. And the Lancers now on set point. There's over and good. Chiquan touching him. We'll dive in. I see a big swing come through from Bellafuel. But that's going to be a point here from Cambrian. So Danica Chenier, the number 13 jersey here for Cambrian with the serve that's over. Terwilliger with the first touch. Williams sets to Scott. Scott with a heavy hit. Popped up by Chiquan. Nordquist back to Chiquan. Ends up finding the back middle open. Chenier with the serve for the Golden Shield. Lancers up 24-20. Serves over. Robertson pops it to Williams. Going to be Scott, who hits the blocking side of Cambrian. Cambrian now scrambling to try to reset that. Nordquist has to just tap it over. So Lancers now getting to fully reset here. It's going to be Williams. Swings on that one. Normally doesn't get the chance to do so. It's going to be Chiquan. Hits the front blocking line there of Cudmore. Now they're resetting. Another block from Williams. As Williams now sends it to Terwilliger. Terwilliger trying to put that away, unable to do so. We're going to see Chiquan now trying to do that. That looked like that might have been out, but Baker gets a hand on it. It's going to be Terwilliger now. Sends that. Popped up by Selk. And they hit onto the side out on the net there. The out of bounds. I was trying to come up with the name. I couldn't do it.
It's the antenna, baby. The antenna.
But the Lancers came up with the point on that one. Now improving to 2-0 in this elimination playoff game, taking that second set 25-20. We see Nordquist for the first serve of this third set. Terwilliger with the first touch. Going to be Dymart. Popped up from Nordquist. Going to the far side of Mason. A diving effort from Robertson. Ends up getting nothing, but first points of this third set going to Cambrian. Serves over. Scott with the first touch. Now to Williams. Going to be Baker. Doesn't end up hitting any of the blocking hands there for the Golden Shield. So Cambrian going to go up 2-0 here. Nordquist. Robertson takes that first touch and not able to get a good height on it. It looked like Sierra Scott and Erica Robertson kind of running into each other. Had a few times there from the Lancer squad on these first touches where Robertson ends up. But as we see Baker here with that swing. Golden Shield take it. Going to be Mason. Lancers do get a block on that. Scott tries popping it up, but unable to do so. Robertson with the first touch to Williams. Going to be to Scott. Swings on that. Big block on the front. But the Golden Shield weren't in a place to keep that one alive as you see Mason making a diving effort. Now Georgie Williams with the serve. Selk with that first touch. Cambrian gets it over. Lancers trying to set as Baker hits that. Selk with the diving effort. They're going to be Chiquan. Lancers get a block on it, but it's still in play here as Terwilliger tries running at that one with the big swing, but puts that into the net. Chiquan. Serve that's over. Robertson with a great first touch on that one. It's going to be Dymart here. Selk. Touch on by Crane after a big block from the Lancers, but the point's going to end up going here towards the Lancers. They still trailed 5-2. Serves over from Baker. Chiquan. Williams pops it. Now Baker again. Chiquan. Nordquist. Mason. Robertson keeping it alive in a great effort. Ends up painting that corner. But the referees make a decision and say that that was out. And gives it to Cambrian. Valent here. Again, Taylor Valent not getting much playing time in the first two sets. But Golden Shield making the substitution to bring her in this third. And the serve is out. Dymart here again having some great service. Serves over and good. Selk with that first touch. Bellafuel. You see Mason hit off Cudmore there. 7-3 here. Mason serves over. Like that one is very, very close, but referee's going to call that one out. Terwilliger. Now the serve that's over. Popped up a little bit awkwardly there from Cambrian and Crane. Her teammate's not able to pop that up, so Lancer's getting a little bit of rhythm going. Terwilliger. The serve. Chiquan pops it. Will be given back from Norcus. Now Lance is able to respond. Williams is just tapping it over, but Lance is going to get a full reset here. It's going to be to the outside to Sierra Scott. He gets a big swing on that. We're going to give that point to the Lancers on that kill. For the serve. Over and an ace. Lancers struggling serving early and are popping off a little bit here in this third set. See if Terwilliger can do it again. And that one goes into the net. Crane with the serve. Scott on the first touch for the Lancers. Going to get set from Williams. Goes into the blocking front of Cambrian now. It's going to be Scott again with the second effort. Doesn't get too heavy of a swing on it, but Selk, a little bit of an awkward first touch. Getting it back now, having to just put it over. Lancers getting a full reset here. Williams to Scott. He swings on that, but puts that one just out of bounds. Cambrian Golden Shield up 9-7 in this third set. Crane with the serve. Scott, the first touch here. Williams having to make an effort to get that back, and Georgie Williams, holy geez, Cambrian get a touch on that. I thought that one out, so my apologies on that as we have a little bit of a rally going on here. As Cudmore trying to swing on that one. And second time where we've kind of seen that play where it's, as they're running and trying to swing back. The one earlier was...
It's really tough to run the slide when you're setting out of that slide position.
10-7 in favor of the Golden Shield. Crane continuing. Robertson, the great put up there. Going to be Terwilliger from the back line. A huge swing on that, and Selk touches it. And the roof ends up giving a little bit of an assist to Loyalist. Here is Scott here. That serve's going to go out. So point Cambrian. Belfuel, Terwilliger to Williams, setting Cudmore. Gets a good swing on that. I've seen Charlie Cudmore again, one of the first years of Loyalist. I've seen a very close touch over from the Golden Shield. Williams just swings that one over, and Dymar gives her a look of Nordquist. Goes over and good. Scott. Williams setting up Dymar, and Dymar getting up and high on that one. Putting that one away. As we see Cambrian pick up a quick point there. Lynch is not able to make a play. Lancers trailed by 3, 13-10. Serves over. Scott with the first touch. Williams. Robertson is dumping that over. Shequan. Nordquist. We see a great block from Dymart on the front. Williams pops it up. Robertson setting Scott in the back. And from the back a little bit too heavy. Goes out of bounds. Shequan now for the Golden Shield again. Cambrian looking very, very good in this third set. Robertson pops up on the first touch. Baker and a Williams. Selk. Nordquist. The far side of Mason. Mason swings on that one heavily. And gets that point from Cambrian. You miss an ace here from the Golden Shield in Shequan. Baker making a diving effort. Shequan with a huge serve there. The Robertson gets the first touch on it. Going to be Dymar. Tries to find the open court. Selk with a diving effort. Shequan in the back. Dymar gets a serve on it. Going to be Williams as Terwilliger pops it over. Shequan now. Nordquist to the outside to Mason. And a nice little put down there is Dymar. They're trying to stop this run from the Golden Shield. Baker with the serve. It's in and good. Shequan now hits the front line of the Lancers block. Going to be Terwilliger now. Swings on that one, and Terwilliger putting that one in. Baker, the serve that's good. Selk on the first touch. Nordquist. Lancers now setting up. Robertson just puts it back over. Going to see Crane. Robertson pops it up here. A little fight at the middle of the net there. As Terwilliger was trying to dig that out. And Dymar also trying to tap that back over before the ball was able to get played. As the Golden Shield improving this third set, 17-12. Serve from Valen. Williams here to Terwilliger, and Terwilliger with a big swing and ends up hitting the blocking side of Cambrian, but stays in. So point for the Lancers. Dymar with the serve, Selk with the first touch. Crane to Shequan. Dymar again with the first touch after the serve there is Scott with a heavy swing on that. Dymar. There's over. Selk with a touch. It's a little bit awkward. Although Shequan keeps it alive, Selk going to give a free ball to the Lancers if they can do something with it. It's going to be Williams here to Cudmore. Cudmore swings on that and mishandled from Nordquist. So Lancers can find in their groove a little bit later than the other sets. However, they do trail by 2. Dymar continues to serve. Rudick not able to handle that one. Back to back here. Dymar putting in some work. And Dymar pops it up. Terwilliger just needs to get it over. Does so. Shequan with the touch. Nordquist gets set to Mason again. Goes back, and Mason finding that back corner. As Baker is a diving effort, but great placement. Williams here with the set to Scott. Ends up hitting the block there of the Golden Shield. So now the Golden Shield starting to get close here. Up 19-16. Mason serve. Terwilliger with the first touch to Williams. Resets Terwilliger. Terwilliger with a big swing. Let's touch on, sent straight back to the Lances here. Lances able to come up with something. It's going to be Terwilliger again with a big swing on that one. And Allison Terwilliger. Terwilliger's serve. Chiquan pops it. Norquist. Going to be Crane. Lances do get a touch there on the block. Now it's going to be Scott. And that one goes out. And from the serve from Craig. Quite a time to wind up there and puts that one out of bounds. We immediately see Craig pulled out of this one and Crane checking back in off that missed serve. Lancers trail just by 2. Scott with his serve, Selk with that first touch. Nordquist to Chiquan, goes for a dump, and Hudgen makes that diving effort for it. Kennedy of Belfuel serves over. Players kind of running into each other a little bit there, but Terwilliger's able to get that as Cudmore swings on it, but not able to get the height or momentum down on that. And Lancers trail 22-19. It's the first to 25 points. Lancers are looking sweeping this series. Going to be Chiquan here. The serve. Or sorry, the swing. Lancers responding is Terwilliger. Pops up. Selk and Norquist almost running into each other. But Dymart, my personal MVP of the game, putting that one down. No, points here.
Dymart has been undeniably the best player on the court for sure.
Cudmore. Another serve coming through here. Chiquan. Norquist. Gonna be Crane. Terwilliger not able to handle. Serves over and good. Terwilliger with the first touch. Williams sets to Dymart, who puts that into the block of Cambrian. Williams diving there on the scrambling. Norquist with the serve. Scott with that first touch. Williams to Terwilliger. Norquist. Dymart trying to put that one down and just drops it. Williams. Selk with the first touch. Norquist. Setting up Mason here. Robertson, Williams to Dymart. Goes for that tap. And Dymart just doing everything out here. Lancers trail 24-22. Georgie Williams with the serve for Loyalist. Serves over. Selk with the first touch. Norquist puts it to Chiquan. Now Robertson. Williams setting Terwilliger. Finds a corner and places that one in. Williams with the serve. Crane on the first touch. Nordquist from behind to Chiquan. Robertson pops it. Going to be Scott who hits that. Goes into the block of Cambrian. They're resetting here. Nordquist on the outside to Chiquan. A big block on the Lancers side. So Cambrian trying to reset here is Mason. Scott. Williams back to Scott. A pop-up from Cambrian. Going to be Chiquan. Terwilliger. Dymart puts it up. Now going to be Terwilliger who swings on that one. And oh my goodness, we have a tie game at 24. And the Lancers with an unbelievable comeback here in the third set against the Golden Shield. Williams with the serve. Selk on the first touch. Norquist to the outside to Chiquan, who goes for a little bit of a dump over there. And so Cambrian gets that point back, 25-24. Again, you need to win by 2 points on this.
Yeah, exactly.
Chiquan serves over. Robertson, Williams to Scott on the back line here. Ends up hitting the block. And we're back tied up at 25. Annika Hudgen with the serve. It's over and good. Selk on the first touch. Norquist sending it outside to Mason. Lancers get a block on that. Scott keeps it alive. Williams with a diving effort to keep it up. Now it's Selk to Norquist to the back line in Chiquan. And they're going to give the point to the Lancers. I was saying they reached over the net. Holy smokes. 26-25. Lancers have a chance to sweep this series. Hudgen with the serve that's over. Selk with the first touch. Norquist, Chiquan in the back that just puts it over. Williams puts it higher. Robertson going to set to Terwilliger here. Terwilliger swings into that one, but hits the block. Williams tries keeping it up, but we're back tied at 26. Serves over. Robertson with the first touch. Williams pops that up to Scott. Scott with a big swing on it. Cameron gets a block on it. Lancers put it up. Now going to be Scott again, who goes for just a little bit of a lob over. Norquist to the outside to Mason. Robertson keeps it alive. Baker going running for that one. And Cambrian going to take the lead here at 27-26. And serve's going to be out, so we're retied at 27. And now we have Lisa Dymart back at the line. Exactly who you want to have back there to close this game out. Dymart with the serve. First touch by Chiquan. Going to be Mason who goes into the blocking side of Lancers. So they're going to reset here. Chiquan in the back. Williams with a diving effort to keep that one alive. But Dymart now setting up Scott. Scott with a big swing on that. And we're having a bit of a rally back and forth here. Williams now with it, trying to set. It's going to be Terwilliger with a big swing. Ends up going back. Cambrian. Great diving effort from Chiquan that keeps it alive. Crane goes into it. Terwilliger pops it up. They're going to put that out. And so Cambrian takes the lead again by 1. 28-27 here in this third set. Serves over and ends up going out. Cambrian is not having any luck at the service line. Tied at 28 apiece. Terwilliger at the line. Serves over. That's an absolute laser. Shequan pops it up, though. Crane puts that off the roof. Crane puts it off the roof. 29-28. Terwilliger. The serve that's over and good. Selk pops it. Now to see Crane put it over. Robertson sends to Williams here to Cudmore. Cudmore's not able to put that away yet, but it's Selk and Cudmore pushes it back. Cambrian trying to reset. It's Crane. A little bit of a dump over. Williams now trying to reset. Robertson going to set to the back. Williams is just going to have to put it over. Shequan with the touch. And then it's going to be Mason in the back. Robertson puts that one up and it goes off the rafters. This game will never end. 29 apiece. Crane for Cambrian. Again, 2 missed serves back-to-back from Cambrian. Serves over and good. Pops up. Going to be Terwilliger from the back line here. Touched by Crane. Norquist to Mason. Swings on that one, puts that into the net. That's going to be the Lancers' point here. So now they go up by 1, and they have a chance to end it here. Sierra Scott. Serves over and a little bit awkward. And the Lancers sweep the Cambrian Golden Shield. The Lancers sweep the Cambrian Golden Shield. And now 3 games in a row, this Lancers squad has done that. What an absolute unbelievable comeback and performance in this 3rd set. We've seen the Lancers kind of start off a little bit sluggish, but then they've just come back and done it. And this is a dominant team.